happy with the attendance tonight.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
6-9-2-1 or something like that. I mean, we had some comps, and that's a big problem with your culture here. You know, a lot of people get free tickets, but the sport's not big enough to, I mean, you know, to sustain regular activity, particularly in the States. In the state. So, like, if you look at the activity, yeah, you've got Charlo on October the 14th. You had Deontay Wilder last week. You had Danny Jacobs tonight. You've got Kovalev in 2 weeks. You've got Cotto the week after. You've got Lomachenko against Rigondeaux the week after that. I mean, it's a lot of shows. If that was in London, which is, and there's, you know, they'd be bombing. So I think you're doing well, really. You know, I was reasonably pleased.
You mentioned the vibe here. The vibe isn't the same as it is in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
much better vibe.
That's why I was quite pleased with the numbers.
Yeah.
Because I felt like we were up against it tonight, and everyone was praying for it to be like 2,000. I mean, I saw the Premier Boxing, not Premier Boxing, the one in Newark, the Cruiserweight World
WBSS.
That was like a couple of thousand, do you know what I mean? 2,000, something like that.
Did you really think you would get as little as 2,000? You didn't think that here, did you?
It's hard, you know, it's Long Island is not Manhattan, it's not Brooklyn. So you know what a Barclays Centre's like. You could be outside the Barclays Centre and it's a vibrant place, isn't it? There's foot traffic, there's natural, you know, whereas here it's kind of in the middle. It's an unbelievable facility, but I feel like without Brooklyn boxing driving the show like they did, we would have struggled tonight.
Would you do anything different next show that you planned here if you do have another show here?
Yeah, I had like, I mean, just little things like we brought Danny's Brownsville Boys Club down, the drummers, and I wanted them to walk Danny out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just really understanding.
Did they say no to that?
Yeah, it was just like a time thing and a space. You know, it's just, I like to do things a little bit differently, and I think
it came out to Biggie.
Yeah, it's gonna take time to understand, and the broadcasters as well have got to trust me to do my quirky stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Did they shut anything down?
No, not really. They just said, look, it's not. We haven't really got time.
Right.
And, you know, it wasn't like an argument or anything, but. I know it was probably my fault because I didn't bring it up earlier than tonight. But no, tonight was really about learning, understanding, watching. You know, it wasn't a case of implementing things tonight because we don't know really what we're doing here yet. We just, you know, tonight and this week it's been very much like, felt like our first ever boxing show again. Whereas you turn up in Britain and it's like boom, boom, absolutely sold out everywhere. Everyone's bought a ticket, everyone's screaming, shouting, atmosphere, you know, it's easy. So it's harder work here. But it's harder work because you haven't developed the stars here. Do you know what I mean? And there isn't the feeling of, I think you'll get it more in Brooklyn with Danny, but like in England, for example, if you're from Manchester, then the Manchester people will come out, they will scream, and they will shout, they will take their shirts off, swing it around their head, do you know what I mean? Whereas here it's just a little bit of a different vibe, yeah. But
that's economically it's a little more feasible in England, no? Like, aren't the tickets a little bit cheaper?
No, tonight was priced probably cheaper than...
No, but I mean like in England, like are there $1,500 ringside seats?
Yeah.
For an event, okay.
Yeah, Joshua. But tonight was $350 for a VIP in a ringside seat.
Okay.
Tonight was basically priced exactly the same as a regular UK event. So I think we need to be accessible. But the truth is when you have an event that people are desperate to see, they'll pay and they don't have any problems. When it's an event that it's like, you know, you've got a choice, haven't you? I went to the one last week. You know what I mean? I just spent my money at Wilder, or I've already bought a ticket for Lomachenko Rigondeaux.
Right.
So you've got so many to choose from. You might not go to as many. So you have to create the profile. You have to create the situation where a fan has seen Danny Jacobs, has watched Danny Jacobs, knows the story, has watched his interviews, and says, "I like Danny Jacobs." Like fans, I feel like people aren't going to necessarily watch individuals rather than just go to a show. Do you know what I mean? I know, like every now and then, so you got to want to like Jarrell Miller. You've got to go, I like Jarrell Miller, he's a good guy. I'm going to go and support him. rather than just go, I'm going to go to a show, I'm not really sure who's on, I just know it's a boxing show. Like if you asked a fan at a British show, they'd be able to name you every single fight on the card and probably tell you about every single fighter on the card.
Hey fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.